Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Between the Beams. I'm Alex Maynard, your realtor and lifestyle consultant with the Gary Mercer team at Keller Realty. As we were talking last week, I thought that it would be important for us to kind of begin this journey together as far as understanding different limitations that exist on a federal level, a state level, and a local level. And that goes all the way through the National Register, all the way down to local historic districts. So guys, let's go ahead and dispel a couple of myths that are related to the National Register. So as it reads on the National Park Service website, and I do want to share with you that the National Park Service is what governs the National Register of Historic Places. So the National Register of Historic Places is the official list of the nation's historic places worthy of preservation. Note, worthy of preservation. There's an application process. Authorized by the National Historic Preservation Act of 1966, the National Park Service's National Register of Historic Places is part of a national program to coordinate and support public and private efforts to identify, evaluate, and protect America's most historic and archaeological resources. Now, knowing that the National Register exists and it's governed by the National Park Service, I think that it's important to understand the nomination process and how do you actually get on the list. Now, the property does need to be at least 50 years old, and you go through the nomination process. Much like many other federal programs, the federal program works in tandem with the state. So the state actually has a state historic preservation office, and you can go through the nomination process through the state historic preservation office, and then that gets submitted up to a board of review. Now let's get into a little bit of examples here. So say for example, you are looking to modify the exterior. You're looking to make an alteration on the appearance of the home. So number one, it's probably most important for you to contact the local state historic preservation office. That way you can find out whether or not this particular property is receiving any type of financial assistance from the federal government, because that is then going to dictate whether you need to go through an advisory board on a federal level before going through any other processes on a state or local level. Of course, this clip is not intended to educate you on the whole entire National Register, right? This is just to give you a glimpse and an idea that there are multiple levels of restrictions and limitations that you may need to go through, a couple of hoops that you may need to jump through if you do plan on preserving a property and really bringing it back to life. So next week, I look forward to diving a little bit deeper into the Pennsylvania Historic State Preservation Office, which, it was interesting to me because as I was reading through the act, the 1966 Act, I'm taking a look at dates in Pennsylvania, and there are actually a couple of interesting dates, such as going back before 1966, and it just goes to show how much history we do have right here in Pennsylvania, and that the Commonwealth actually cares about preserving a lot of these, whether it's landmarks or homesteads. So with that, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I look forward to sharing more details with you. As always, take a look at the post that I'm gonna share with this. I will have a slew of links for you to take a look at, whether it's on the National Park Service website or the state website.